Okay, we should be live, I believe. Yes, the audio sounds fine. We're going to get the setup in Discord, and then we will begin the start of the divisional round. Okay, we're set up in Discord. We are good to go. What's good, Barker and RMP? Today is not the day your season ends because your team isn't playing today. The Jaguars will be in the next stream, so unfortunately you don't get to rip off the Band-Aid yet, but your team will still be alive, if it makes you feel better. So the two games we'll be watching, we're starting with the AFC Championship rematch from last year between the Jets and Diablos, this time in New York, and then the Bulldogs and the Bucks. So the two and three games. I noticed that both 4 seeds are already out. There aren't any teams in either North Division that are left, which really is not that much of a surprise since both North Divisions sucked balls all year. But yeah, nobody in either North Division is still alive. What's good, Nick? Welcome. Alright, the prop bet for this game was who Siri would pick as the user. So I'm pretty sure it was if the question was if we would be the user team. Right? That's what the prop bet was? Diablos get picked as user by Siri, so Siri has to pick 1. Siri, pick a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri has picked 1. So we will be user in the Diablos. Get to find out who you're playing on the trip to your OFL Bowl. I guess that's technically true, but you can't be sleeping on the Rams, which, speaking of, what's good, Ian? Jets are totally winning the OFL Bowl. They're only 10 ratings lower than us. We'll just go for regular aways because we don't have any cool jersey combos. Superstars and Superstar X Factors. We have Myles Garrett, Derrick Henry. Dear Lord, I'm not excited about that. Dalvin Cook. Hopefully Dalvin Cook can actually get double-digit rushing yards today. He can have more than 9. Christian Kirk, Shaq Barrett, Bobby Wagner, Justin Houston, Bobby Wilson, Melvin Kidd, Matty Ice, Devin White, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Simmons, Kenny Galladay, Marlon Humphrey, Phil Chippendale, Jeff Okudah, Johnny Hecker, Deontay Harris, Bobby Okereke, Nick Boyle, William Jackson, Xavier Cheeks, Darren Lee. Dear Lord, that's a lot. Okay. Before we start, I'm now just realizing I have not touched the sliders, and I kind of want to do that now. So we're starting a new round. Octi coincidentally picking the least 2 interesting games for today. I think these 2 games are both interesting. Okay, so we want the pass coverages. We'll put them both up by 10. How about that? That's going to be 19. That's going to be 35. QB accuracy, I'm going to push down by 3. And then I think I'm going to push interceptions up a little bit too. Okay. I don't think that's a super drastic change, but maybe we won't have every quarterback who we see play super well. Ian beat Ben Roseman in a play. Well, I mean, Keith Priolio had to face off against 11 defensive players not named Ben Roseman, and he did pretty damn good. So had Patrick Mahomes healthy, maybe things would have been different, but Keith still played darn well. Pass blocking should be down. I think we have a good amount of sacks. If it doesn't seem like there's a lot, then maybe we can push it down after the divisional round, but I remember at the beginning of the year we had like too many. Ian, that was Keaton, our punter, who played you for 2 minutes. Yeah, I guess Ian must have mixed them up, but I mean, beating Ben Roseman is not a huge accomplishment, but it's still a playoff game, and Keith Priolio, who did not face off against backups, was outstanding. What's good, Jax? Welcome, my guy. All right, let's get this one started. Both of these teams played in the AFC Championship last year. This year, only one of them will make it. to face off against probably the Dolphins, because this game does not let RMP win playoff games. But Madden doesn't like RSV either, so Madden has to pick between two of their two least favorite coaches left, now that Nick is out. So the winner of this game is probably going to the OFL Bowl. Because you think Madden's going to let an RSV team or an RMP team make the OFL Bowl? Probably not. So I would put my money on whoever wins this game. Yeah, the Cardinals do get, I don't know about 5 sacks a game, but it's pretty close. But there are still a lot of good pass rushers left. I mean, on this defense, Garrett and Barrett, the dynamic duo. Also, a few other solid players as well going after quarterback. OFL is about who EA will screw the most. Yeah, pretty much. Madden will absolutely pick RSV to win. I mean, you're probably right, but Madden doesn't like RSV either. So, I'd be willing to bet that whoever wins that game ends up losing to one of these two teams. Holding on Max Samuels. I'm going to respectfully ask, who is Max Samuels? I've never seen that guy in my life. You do not want to see the Jets in the OFL Bowl. I don't blame you. I think of the 4 teams in the AFC, the one I'd probably want to see the least is the Jets. Like, obviously, I'd like to see us do well, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Dolphins or the Jaguars. I mean, RSV and RMP have gotten screwed over by EA on numerous occasions, and it's not just an OFL 21. So I wouldn't be opposed to see either of those two teams win. Who did Siri pick? Siri picked us. Matty Ice was pretty good against the Chargers, albeit the Chargers' defense is a lot worse on paper than ours. Really want to beat the Dolphins in the OFL Bowl. That'd be a fun game. It would be really fun if it was Smirnov and Painter. But since Riley Painter is not the best quarterback on his team, we won't get that matchup. But that'd be a lot of fun. You've had absolutely OP teams not even make the playoffs. That's true, yes. And last year, the Chiefs were always, like, one of the top seeds, and they never won a playoff game, even with Todd Gurley always going berserk every game. And having guys like Big Tuna. Wasn't Fletcher Cox really good last year for the Chiefs? I think that defensive line was like Fletcher Cox, J.J. Watt, and Big Tuna or something like that. Octi rigged Siri. I did not. Siri picked the number 1. Focus on making the conference championship game first. That's probably a wise idea. Noob is out here already trying to figure out who he'd like to play in the OFL. I mean, the Rams are a good team. I think the Rams are the second best team in the NFC left. I mean, I guess record-wise, yeah, they are. 4th and 2. I feel like we have to go for it here because we're in no man's land. Why did I think we had the ball? The Jets have to go for it here. I'm stupid. But yeah, this is the right call. Just feed the ball to the big man and he will get the first down. Had 3 X factors on the D-line and still allowed like 300 rushing yards per game. Back when Madden Sim actually allowed for good running. Although it has gotten better as Madden 21 has gone on for the most part. More running backs are able to play well. But, yeah, the Chiefs had some rough playoff losses last year. Scared of the Rams, but you have a plan. I'd be scared too. You could make an argument that Keith Priolio is I was about to say the second best quarterback left in the playoffs, but Joe Burrow's there. And Burrow and Smirnov are clearly 1 and 2. So I guess Keith will be 3. There's a nice touchdown for Sony Michel. I would probably rank Phil ahead of Keith too. I know Keith was in the MVP running this year and Phil wasn't because Keith was better this year. But I would still probably pick Phil over Keith for now, but it is close. Remember when your defensive line was Garrett, Snacks, Grady Jarrett, and Aaron Donald? Jeez. Goodness, that's scary. Second best quarterback in the NFC? Yeah, that's true. Definitely, well, you could argue Jordan Love is better than Keith, and Jordan Love's team is still in it. Panthers teams you had in OFL 19 were ridiculous. Best record you had was 7-9. How does a Wes Lunt-led team go 7-9? That just blows my mind. Any Wes Lunt team should automatically be 16-0, right? Here comes Big Phil, who was outstanding in the wild card round yesterday against the Raiders. Phil had his good and bad moments this year, was not as good this year than he was as a rookie, but he was pretty darn good against Vegas. But on the flip side, we also could not run the ball worth a damn. So, let's see if we actually try to run the ball today. Mr. Chippendale! Dalvin Cook has 7 yards. That's 2 less than he had the entire game last week. So maybe we're actually going to run the ball. Remember when Crockett and Pro was like, it's EA's fault, we're actually amazing? Wish you could say that this year, but you know. But you're going to have a top 5 pick. I don't remember exactly what number it is, but you guys are going to have a high pick. But, I mean, there was one point in the season where we thought the Chargers were actually amazing, and then they lost like 7 in a row, and they got pummeled by New England of all teams. Still can't believe Carson Wentz threw a check down at the 10-yard line with 5 seconds. That was so dumb. You had time for one play. You heave it for the end zone. Caps absolutely should have won. Columbus had no business losing that game. You guys absolutely had that. But you got swept by your father, the London Bulldogs. Besides quarterback, you don't know what to do because quarterback, you need a really good player. We should probably talk to Lucario because he's probably going to want to stick with Colbert, and Eddie Small is really good. The Colts would actually make a lot of sense for Eddie Small. We were talking about teams that Eddie Small could go to yesterday. I don't think I mentioned the Colts, but that would make a lot of sense. I would be willing to give up that top 5 pick for Eddie Small if I were you, for sure. Disliking because of streaming during NBA play. What am I supposed to stream it? NBA playoffs is going on all day today. Defense had Myles Garrett, Snacks, Jarrett, Donald, Mosley, B-Wags, Leighton, Gilmore, Kenny Moore, Tavon Young, Byard, and Matthew. Good lord. And you still couldn't get past the divisional round last year. Eddie Small, how does he play? He plays pretty good. He performed well in the wild card round against us. Even though he lost, he was still pretty good. And I would say he's probably the best quarterback who's going to be available in the offseason, unless you want to go after a guy like Carson Wentz. But I would probably trust Eddie Small more, and I think Small is going to be probably cheaper because Wentz has an MVP. 4th and 1 at the 30. There's no way they're going to go for it, but I would go for it. Oh, they're doing it! MLB better than all playoffs. I think the MLB playoffs is a little bit more interesting than the NBA playoffs because it's a little bit less predictable, but March Madness is probably number 1, and the NFL playoffs is like toe-to-toe with March Madness. I mean, NFL is king, but March Madness is so awesome, so you can't really go wrong either way. Those are definitely 1 and 2. I would probably put MLB 3rd when it comes to the playoffs. MLW better than the NHL? Prove me wrong. Well, I don't watch hockey, so I'm not going to disagree. You could go after Russ, but I guess Russ... Yeah, Russ is probably going to be available, too. I would definitely choose Eddie Small and Wentz over Russell Wilson, though. Cannot find the NHL game, so you're forced to watch MLS. Well, I apologize. Soccer isn't a real sport. 3rd and 4. Did he get both in? I don't think Christian Kirk got them both in. I mean, shoot, I'll take the touchdown, but in real time, March Madness better than all. I'm not going to disagree. Yeah, they're going to review it. That did not look like he was in. Wow, what a great angle. Thanks, EA. Even better angle. What is this? What is this dookie camera angle? Any of y'all want to give me a ton for Ben Roseman? If it means I get Wally back, then I'll do it. Okay, they say he was in. I need to see that play again. What is this soccer slander? Soccer is not a real sport. I'm sorry. I had to commentate soccer. It's not a real sport. March Madness, Stanley Cup, close NFL, MLB, NBA, college football. I feel like the college football playoff could be so fun because it's single elimination, but they need to make it better. Okay, let's see. So he catches the ball. Hold on. Okay, he gets it now. Oh, he is in. Okay. I didn't think he was at first. Could be a 7-year-old Apple. That is the worst way I've ever seen someone spell squeak.
The Jets take over first and 10.
Skeek. This looks like it says skeek. MLS is trash, but well, I know the European leagues are more talented, but soccer is not a real sport. College football playoff has to expand. I definitely agree. To 8 or 6. I was thinking 12 would be a really fun number, but that's also a lot of games for those kids to play. But I feel like 12 would be really fun because you still get an advantage for being one of the top 4 teams in the country by getting a bye week, and then the next 8 play each other, and then that puts in a tournament of 8. So I think 12 would be the perfect number, but some of those teams might have to play 3 or 4 playoff games, and for college kids, that's probably too much. But I would like to see at least 8, yeah, definitely. Haven't lost to the Rams once, so you're scared now because it would be the first time you lose to them for the irony? Well, then maybe that's the case, but the Bulldogs beat the Caps twice this year, and they still beat them again in the playoffs, so... Big sack for Barrett. Squeak! He did it! Apple, you're a squeaker. You should know this, man. Have the Suns won yet? I know there was only a few minutes left. Is that game over? Yay, the Suns won. It would be quite something to see the Lakers lose in the first round. That'd be poetic justice. Remember when you had Stephon Gilmore and Tre'Davious White in the same cornerback room? Oh yeah, I'm kind of remembering that now. It was ruined because Kevin King was your slot corner. Kevin King, my favorite cornerback in the NFL. Because he threw the NFC Championship. Anyone who hurts the Packers is a friend of mine. Yes, Suns won. Okay, good. Good. Apple, you're the farthest away from the deep voice I know, dog. You're not wrong there. Mitchell is hurt. A lot of injuries. The injuries have definitely gone. I have not touched the slider recently. But not only this, but also in the Jaguar series. Like, in games that I've played, injuries seem to be more common. Like, I played a game today for the Jaguar series. There were so many injuries, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because that's more realistic. Mickey the washed bum! What a guy. Remember when Jack's baseball team was called the Suns, then we went to the Jumbo Shrimp? Great name. Absolutely 10 out of 10 name. LeBron slander would be crazy if they lose in the first round. Oh, it would. Not that I hate LeBron, but I would not be opposed to seeing the Lakers lose in the first round at all. And out of the 16 teams in the playoffs, I know I mentioned it yesterday, but I'd probably root for the Suns more than anyone. Don't grow in height, don't grow in voice. F in the chat.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Push him back. Push him back. Alert flare. Alert flare.
Hate series that turn off injuries and call their franchise rebuild realistic. I'm with you. You can't turn injuries off and call it realistic. Because that's not. And in like past Maddens, I've always noticed that there are barely any injuries, which is why I way increased the injury slider this year. And there has been a lot more injuries with the Jaguar series, which I like. But there definitely needs to be more like in-game injuries in NBA 2K and MLB The Show. Because I can't remember the last time in a 2K game that someone's actually gotten hurt. And then the MLB The Show, I can't really remember something either. I remember a game last year in the Pirates series. I think it was Gregory Polanco. He got, like, picked off to end the game. And I think he, like, tore his Achilles or something pretty early in the series. That's the last time I remember, like, anyone getting hurt in an MLB The Show game I played. So, and there aren't, like, I don't think you can turn off injuries, or I don't think there's an injury slider in MLB The Show, which is kind of annoying. Because I would like an injury slider. 4-9, ouch. That's major pain. You love having a 6'3" dad? Well, you're lucky.
12 yards on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
Mine is no taller than 5'9". "28 seconds and 2 timeouts. Can Phil Chippendale launch a quick bomb and put the Diablos on top before halftime?" That would be pretty nice, but that's not going to happen if this is a water punt. That was close. That was really close. Octi is 5'8" for sure. Yeah, I am 5'8". How'd you know? I've probably said it before, but yeah, I'm about 5'8". Dude can't even ride rides at Disneyland. Oof. Oh, we're not even going to throw the ball here, are we? Can you get at least like 7 or 8 yards, Dalvin, so then we can think to throw it? Thank you. Oh, we're not going to call time. Okay. Well, Dalvin did his job, but the coaching is just weak. Yes, I'm 3'2" or I'm 1'1", definitely. Apple'll still be on the teacup, right? Definitely. 5'10", scored a goal, got 3 assists. Damn, that's pretty nice. Hashtag Fire Octi. Yes, I'm totally the one who decided to be weak and not go for it. Can we please get rid of the screen, EI? We want to watch the football game. I do not care about halftime highlights, EA. We saw them all. We saw every play. We've watched the entire game. We have 32 rushing yards. That's a lot more than last week. Progress. All we have to do is keep making baby steps. Where is Slant Boy? Slant Boy is on the couch in Orlando. TikTok Boy is a better receiver than Slant Boy in this game. Or at least in the OFL. Anyone who runs out the clock down the first half is weak. Well, I don't think it's always weak. In some scenarios, it's not a bad idea. But there, when you have a bunch of deep threats and a quarterback who can sling it, I would have liked to have seen us try to do something big. There aren't many better deep passing teams in watch games than us, so I would have trusted us in that situation more than most teams. But since EA wants to be dumb... I love how we're actually trying to run the ball and it's somewhat working. I mean, Dalvin's yards per carry today is like less than 4, which isn't ideal. But it's better than the .9 he had last week. You were about to slap you for saying TikTok Boy was better than Michael Thomas. Only in the game. Only in the game. But there aren't many better receivers in the OFL than TikTok Boy. Speaking of, he gets the first down. Watch Dalvin just sucks. The only reason I got Dalvin was because of the watch games, because I didn't think Josh Jacobs was cutting it. And so far, I mean, we haven't watched enough. I think this is only the second game that we've watched Dalvin, and the other one was most of Dalvin's season with us. He was on the sidelines because he was hurt. But I'm not impressed, but definitely better today, which really does not say anything. Team is best deep passing game. Your deep passing game is unstoppable. I think the thing with us, though, is we have a bunch of really good deep threats, whereas you guys, it's just Devontae Adams and the occasional John Ross lob. But Devontae Adams is probably the best wide receiver in the OFL, and Alexei Smirnov is arguably the best quarterback. And obviously, we know he is a goddamn rocket. There's Dalvin. Steelers coach won't give you Nick Chubb. Well, why do you need Nick Chubb? He's not that much better than Aaron Jones. Did go into that Olympian's office today, though. Damn, that's pretty cool. Was that penalty on us? Oh, no, it was on them. Okay. I was not looking at the screen, but considering we move forward, I'm going to guess it was a face mask. Let me see in the stream. Was it a face mask? Indeed, on Tracy Walker. Thank you, Tracy. I got to get my Tracy Walker shirt out now.
That's not good enough, man.
And now I have to burn my TJ Hawkinson shirt because he gets called for a holding. Slant Boy is washed, never reaching 1K yards again. Isn't he like 27? Big recovery for TikTok Boy. It's Nick friggin' Chubb. Okay, I mean, if Carrion was a star, I would probably want him on my team too. TikTok Boy is a freaking nerd. And TikTok Boy also has an OFL ring. So, get on his level, nerds. I think that's Bill Browning, probably, who dives into the end zone, because it's not Dalvin, and it's not KJ Hamler. So I guess that's Bill Browning, who gives us the lead. What a guy. Nick already trying to scam the new kid. Everyone who had attends Notre Dame is a bunch of nerds who have never felt the touch of a woman. Huh. So that's why I'm going to Notre Dame. I'm kidding. Hot Rod needs a ring. Hot Rod could definitely use a ring, yeah. How about we just put him on my team? I mean, my kicker's not that good. Jets are down, I think, for the first time all day, because they scored first. And they have not scored since. Still plenty of time to pick it up, but... Change A-Rod to 15 so he could be AR 15. Well, you'd have to get by with RSV with that. Of the 4 new coaches I asked about players, 2 said no and the other 2 ghosted you. Well, at least 2 of them responded. Sometimes the new coaches have no clue what they're doing. Keep in mind. Has anyone gave you a scholarship for academic, sports, or whatever else? No, I wouldn't say I've gotten a scholarship. That'd be nice because I like money, but... I'm not that special.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
I do not have a 3.1 GPA. Would you like me to show you it? It is a very large number, and it is not... isn't 3.1 even kind of good? I mean, mine's never been that low, so I wouldn't know, but... What did I get on the SAT? I took it a couple months ago. I got a 1230, which is the top, like, 15%, so... Big brain! Have schools even contact... Well, emails. My emails, like, school emails, like, flooded with stuff.
at the 19-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Money, money, money. Everybody loves money. You gonna go to college? I don't see why not. That's the plan. Got that young 415 GP. Is that weighted or like actual? Because if that's actual, that's pretty impressive. 3.9 is pretty impressive too. What are Derrick Henry's numbers? Why does he only gotten the ball 7 times? Well, I guess Matt Ryan's in the zone, but they still need to feed the ball to the beast. Weighted, well, that's still pretty good, I think. 4.15, yeah. I mean, if that was a real GPA, I don't think they couldn't get higher than 4 at all, but still pretty solid. If you don't go to college, your parents would skin you alive and feed you to your pet pitbull. Oh, fun. You'll take a 3.9 all day, as you should. 3.9, 4.15, 420, blaze it. Oh, the Jets are going for it. I wasn't really expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't, considering they're down by 7 in a playoff game. I should expect them to go for it, but okay. His name is Rock. That's a good name for a pitbull. 2 AP classes sold in the non-AP classes. Yeah, well, the only class that sells my grade is science, because I suck at science. I don't know why, I've just never been good at it. It do be the 4th. How has Sony Michel gotten the ball almost the same amount of times as Derrick Henry? Like, in a divisional round playoff game, that should not be the game plan for the Jets. And they're still tied, as A.J. Brown gets a touchdown. The 420 joke was just a joke. I figured, because we like memes. Science and math can go away. I don't blame you. Math can be annoying. Very annoying. Spanish is one keeping you from a 4.0. Well, just hope that your teacher doesn't suspect cheating and then just use Spanish dictionary. That's what I did last year, and it worked fine. 10 years into a football GM league, and you've been fired 4 times. Fun. Screw science, indeed. Can we, like, just not make that a subject? Because if that wasn't a subject, I could probably go to Harvard. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe I'm gassing myself up a little bit too much there, but imagine not Google Translate sucks. Like, the teachers always said don't use it, and they were actually kind of right. Spanish dictionary is so much better. 420 jokes are getting old, but 69? Nice! Google Translate works well for Mandarin. Well, I don't know whatever Chinese translators there are, so I guess Google Translator is your best bet. I have a 42069, 42069.42069 GPA. Blaze it nice! The only thing interesting about science is space. That's facts. Like, space is kind of cool, but everything else is dumb. Trying to get good enough at hockey for a scholarship? Nice. That's obviously real, believe you guys. Well, you don't have a reason to lie about that, so of course that's real. Exactly. Space is dope, but screw science. Nobody likes science. Space is scary, but at least space is cool. Like, I'm not trying to worry about the formulas of, like, stuff on the periodic table and stuff. Like, that's just stupid. Photosynthesis is dumb, too. How does photosynthesis improve my life? Third and 20, we need Phil to clutch up. And that's not clutching up.
in punt formation.
Throwing a 15-yard out route is probably not what you should do on 3rd and 20. Math and science. Well, math can be important, but science is, like, for the most part, fairly useless. Like, what am I going to need for this information?
Their own 20-yard line.
I'm not going to be a science job because I suck at it and it's boring. So where am I going to need it? There's Myles Garrett with a sack.
Ryan sacked by Myles Garrett. A big loss on
Math is completely useless after 7th grade. That's fair. That very well should have been intercepted, and now it's 3rd and 1.
complete to A.J. Brown.
That play was kind of a disaster for us. History be like, please don't notice me. Well, history's not relevant either, so that's why it doesn't want to get noticed. I'm not going to need to know history, probably. How does learning about plants help you in the real world? Exactly. Unless you're a scientist, you do not need to know that. You like, I mean, history can be interesting, but it's just not that important. 2-minute warning. Tied at 14. The defending champs are in trouble. Math wasn't a thing, you'd be in UCLA right now with all the sorority girls. I bet you would. Another first down. Oh, they're not going to give it to him. Interesting. I thought he got it. Math teaches you about the Pythagorean theorem. Yes, when are we going to use the freaking Pythagorean theorem? Oh dear, they're in field goal range. I don't like this. I think this is the first time all game that I've been, like, actually concerned that we might not win this game. Yeah, we got to start calling our timeouts, and you prefer not to have Derrick Henry on the other side in this situation when, in fact, Derrick Henry is not in the game because Madden is stupid. It's 2nd and 9. You're trying to chew clock. Why would you put Sony Michel in when you have Derrick Henry? You've learned more from YouTube about history than in class. That's kind of true. Intense playoff game, and we're just venting about school. Third and 9. We stopped them. All right, so we're going to have about a minute and no timeouts. I do not feel good about this at all. I don't feel good. I mean, if EA is going to help anybody, it's going to be me. But yeah, it's not that I don't think we can drive down the field, because I think we do. Again, I think we have a really strong deep passing game, but clock management, that's what I'm concerned about. I would rather just us turn the ball over or Phil do something stupid than losing clock management. I would rather lose because we deserve to lose. And all we need is a field goal. All we need is probably about 35 yards. We can do that. We can do that. For a spot in the AFC Championship, can Phil Chippendale not lose his first OFL playoff game? That's not the perfect start. And that took 14 seconds off the clock. Oh no. Why are we throwing short passes, and why is the field goal thing at the 48? Oh dear. Please throw an out route. Do not throw short. Thank goodness that was incomplete. We have to go out of bounds here. I do not feel good at all. Do not throw it to Dalvin. Whatever you do. Oh my gosh, he threw it to Dalvin. And Mexico City has been eliminated. The Jets get revenge and are going to the AFC Championship. The one fear I had in this drive is that we were going to lose because of clock management. Well, I guess we also lost because Phil did something stupid. But that was clock management. That was so bad. That was disgusting to watch. So we will be having a new champion. It's not going to be Mexico City. The Jets are back in the AFC Championship. And the Diablos will be watching from the couch. Matt Ryan was very good. Phil wasn't bad, but he... that last drive was just ugly. That was really bad. Yeah, I'm going to be getting flashbacks about that drive for a while. 2 sacks for Barrett. That's fun. But unfortunate way to end the season for Mexico City. And now we're getting all the Chippendale slander. I'm not concerned about Phil. He didn't play badly per se. But that last drive was pretty pitiful. I mean, it's not like he's Tom Brady and he loves throwing short. We have a bunch of deep threats on the team. And Phil has a good arm. So it should be pretty easy for him to go deep. I mean, hold on. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but where are the speed ratings? Hold on. 93, 92, 92. That's, I thought, to be fair, I thought Deontay Harris's was a little bit higher, but oh well. Wentz, Chippendale, I see no difference. The Phil slander is being out of control and it needs to stop. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2.
It's 2.
Siri chooses 2, so we will be using the Bulldogs. Even Keaton, yes, at least Keaton tried. That game was not really lost by clock management. Why did I go to Toronto? No, I want London. I'm stupid. We're talking about Keaton. I thought I should go to the Thunderbirds. London. There they are. Devontae Adams better than the Diablos receivers. I mean, Devontae Adams is better than pretty much every receiver in the league. But Boo Boo Schuster's pretty close. Alright, do the London Bulldogs have any cool combinations? Do we want to go all blue, all white, regular home, regular away? This is definitely my vote. This is fire. This is actually kind of fire. Superstars and Superstar X Factors, we got Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, fun running back battle. The 4 running backs we saw today were Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, and Ezekiel Elliott. That's kind of fun. And then the next stream, it's going to be Alvin Kamara, but then Devin Singletary, Alexander Madison, and Jose Morales. So quite the downgrade. Another vote for all blue. We have to go all blue. I don't think we have a choice. Reload teams need alternate jerseys. That is factual, but Madden is lazy. So, but I agree. Anyone who thinks otherwise is thinks the Caps all white is better than their all blues. Yeah, pretty much. Deshaun Watson only threw 5 picks this year. I mean, I talk about how he's not that good, but that's kind of a low amount. So what, Deshaun Watson, with all his checkdowns, is kind of like the Alex Smith of the OFL, I guess? But let's get this bad boy underway. Who will be in the NFC Championship? Will it be the Bucks or will it be the Bulldogs? The Battle of the Bees. Should have had Aaron Jones versus Alvin Kamara in the next stream. Yeah, well, things happened, and Ben Roseman started a playoff game. So, instead, we're getting Devin Singletary.
The Bucks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here comes out Jordan Love, who was fine this year. Not outstanding for his standards, but still quite good. Bucks beat the Snowhawks on Thursday. Bulldogs squeaked by the Caps yesterday. We could have a rematch of the first OFL Bowl from the sim year with the Jets and the Bulldogs. That'd be an interesting storyline. Have those two teams play against each other again. The prop bet was the weather anything other than sunny, and it's a night game. Didn't realize. Okay. Well, it's not sunny. Nobody else noticed how it was a night game. So, The answer is that it wasn't sunny. I'm pretty sure I said it was going to be sunny, and I'm pretty sure I bet a big amount. So, yeah, I said no $3. Well, the moon is light. We can pretend that's sun. Whoops! Well, nobody else caught you, so it's still a valid bet. If somebody had said something, then we could have changed it. But since nobody else realized... Check the cord. Ah, yes, 17 seconds left in the fourth. Let me check down to my boy Dalvin. But you know, Phil does have a ring. So... he has a ring. He has the same amount of rings as he does OFL playoff losses. But Madden did not want to see me fill my whole finger, or my full hand with OFL championship rings. They wanted to give someone else a shot. I get it. Madden can't make their love for me obnoxious and obvious like they did last year. Nice touchdown for, I think it was McCaffrey. I guess everyone has their playoff losses caused by EA. Yeah, it was only a matter of time until I would. Although that one wasn't as bad as some of the other losses that other people have had. Like, I don't know, that Hail Mary last year. But, I mean, throwing checkdowns of 20 seconds and no timeouts is not how you win football games. I said I did not want to lose on clock management. I didn't care if Phil did something stupid. And Madden decided to big brain it and have Phil do something stupid while losing in clock management. Oh my goodness, look at the Bulldogs go! London quickly on the board with a touchdown on the first play of the drive. Dobbins had a touchdown last week, didn't he? I think he did. Remember when you said you'd beat me by 30 and got smacked by Scooter? Well, sometimes I'm not always right. It do be a track meet right now. Octi is usually wrong. That statement is usually incorrect. Actually, just kidding. I'm wrong quite a lot. I'm also right quite a lot. I would say it's about even. A mere Knight with the flag, and Gregory's hurt, so not a particularly great play for the Bucks. Remember when the Chiefs missed the playoffs? Oh wait, that's this year. Remember when the Chiefs finished dead last in the AFC West while the other teams in the division all made the playoffs? Oh wait, that's this year, and now all three of those teams are out. But whatever, that's besides the point. Remember when those James Harden trade graves he gave out? Yes, we did. I got that wrong, and I own up to it. I was incorrect. I underestimated James Harden. I didn't realize he was a winner. Loctagonal laming for not posting Jags in a week. Well, get excited for tomorrow, because I was actually able to record the game today without that and glitching. I may or may not have started everybody's favorite player on the channel, who I know everybody absolutely loves so much and only has positive things to say about. What is better, next gen or current? There's really not that much of a difference. I mean, I prefer next gen because I'm able to upload my videos in 1080p 60 frames per second. I can't do that with current gen. But like playing Madden, there's very little difference. 2K is different. I'll give it that. 2K is definitely different and better. MLB The Show is a little bit different. I mean, Stadium Creator is only in Next Gen, so that's cool. So I guess Next Gen is better, but it's not a gigantic difference. It's not AGG. No, when I said everybody loves him, here's my hint. When I said everybody loves him, I was being sarcastic.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
You started goddamn Marsusio, didn't you? Maybe. Maybe.
Christian McCaffrey on the carry. He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
I got a clean picture of him for the thumbnail.
First down, Tampa Bay.
So, whether Marsusio played good or bad, at least we have a sick picture of him.
On the handoff. He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
You better draft Keaton in the Jags draft. Well, we already have Brian. We already had the best OFL punter in history in Brian Amaya.
To Terry McLaurin. Gain of 4.
Unsubbed. Damn. What if Marsusio went off? What if I choose to start him in the playoffs? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But Badgers Marsusio played really well, and I just decided to say, screw off, Coco. We don't need you anymore. Keaton is goated, but the Brian Amaya slander will not be tolerated. Hold on. I'm going to send a quick screenshot of that, and we're going to ask Pro what he thinks of it.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 4-yard line. Christian McCaffrey, the ball carrier. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
CMC with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. He's on pace to score 8 in a playoff game.
Point after. His kick is good. Makes the score Buccaneers 14, Bulldogs 7.
Draft Vladimir Polakov or Ion Sub. Who the hell is Vladimir Polakov? I don't know who that is.
They'll take over
I added a bunch of Russians, but I don't think I named anyone Vladimir Polakov.
25-yard line.
Is he a custom player? Oh, you just made him. So he'll probably be in the next draft class. Okay, that explains it. From Yale. 6'8", 330. What a guy. But yeah, he'll probably be in the next class. Pro thought the Warriors would win the play-in. His opinion is invalid. Hold on. I know you made predictions. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Let's see here.
10 at the 45-yard line.
Did Nick have the Warriors winning the play-in game? Because I'm pretty sure he made predictions before the play-in game. Hold on, I just passed him.
With the score, Buccaneers
Oh, actually, you got that right. Okay.
7.
Okay. Alright, I'll give you that one. Oh, look, it's Defraud Watson.
Number 21, Ezekiel Elliott, the ball carrier. Patrick Queen on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 40.
Watson is sacked by Patrick Queen. Not a lot of defense today. This is kind of like the Dolphins and Cougars game so far
7-yard line.
from yesterday.
Brings up 3rd down.
But it can't be sliders because the first game today between 2 really good offenses ended up being a fairly defensive battle. 3rd and 14. Ebron does not get the first down. Hashtag shocked.
To Eric Ebron. Pat O'Donnell in punt formation.
Only wrong prediction you made in the play-in was the Hornets beating Indy, and that did not matter. That's true.
At their own 25-yard line.
Besides yourself, who is your favorite franchise YouTuber? That is a tough question. I would say to watch, you really can't go wrong with Mr. Hurricane. I would say he's probably like the GOAT sports franchise YouTuber, or at least one of. Definitely the GOAT like Madden, or at least football franchise YouTuber. So I would probably have to say Kane.
Number 22, Christian McCaffrey, the ball.
Let me refresh your memory. 21-3 in the third quarter.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Which game was that again?
Love's pass intended for Terry McLaurin. Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Yeah, we dominate today.
Complete to Cole Kmet. A 5-yard pickup. It's now 4th down.
Who is your second favorite team in the MLB, NFL, and NBA? Okay, so this usually changes. For baseball, it was the Astros, and then bang bang happened. Now I would probably say it's the Padres, just because they're really fun. For football, who is my second favorite NFL team?
In punt formation.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, I guess I would technically say the Rams now because of Stafford, but I'm also going to be rooting for the Rams to lose for the draft picks. So, put it this way, I'm rooting against the Rams in the regular season, but I'll be rooting for them in the playoffs. And then basketball, probably the Trailblazers because I really like Dame. Westlake Hornets, Team Builder Dynasty, Episode 2. Quarterback Controversy, Season 1, Game 1, Week. Why did I do Game and Week in the title? That's stupid. Why would I not just do one? The Browns bandwagon. I'm cool with the Browns. I mean, us and the Browns have had similar histories. I would like to win one before the Browns do, but, I mean, the only two teams who have been around since the start of the Super Bowl era to never make a Super Bowl, both 0-16, yada, yada, yada. I wouldn't mind seeing the Browns win one, although I do think their history is a little bit better than ours. It's close. It's the Colts. I'm cool with the Colts, too. Oh, my goodness. What an interception. Was that... Who was that? Was that Queen or Henderson? C.J. Henderson, who had the really big pick six last week that totally changed the tide of that game, intercepts Deshaun Watson. Why did Watson do that? Watson had to throw like that last week. Remember in the end zone when Trent Boyett picked him off? Ay. Oh, yes, the UTSA game. The reason you want to know the reason why I lost, because I played on super easy sliders at the time, and it was super easy, and then at halftime I was like, oh shoot, this is really easy. We're going to up the difficulty a tiny bit, and then we got completely murdered in the second half. I don't even think I upped the difficulty that much. What a dot by Jordan Love for Terry McLaurin. Okay, so this game has changed quite quickly. The Bucs are now in the driver's seat.
The kick is good. Makes the score Buccaneers 21, Bulldogs 7.
That UTSA game is like one of the most forgotten Westlake memes. Like, that's still a game I vividly remember playing. Not only because it was the first one, but it was kind of the start of, I don't want to say a legacy of choking, but we all know Westlake has had their fair share of chokes. I don't have to go into detail. Why did I score so much in early Westlake? Probably because the sliders were the way they were. If I were to do Team Builder again, I wouldn't do like a 20 overall team. I know some people do that. I probably wouldn't do that just because I don't think that's realistic. Like, you're not going to have a team of plumbers in college football. Like, I get why people do that for the challenge. I wouldn't do that. I would still start with a somewhat competitive team. But yes, offense was still way too easy in the early stages of Westlake. And it would definitely be harder for the new series, whether I chose a Team Builder team or some other bad team. Even if I did like a death penalty team and they would suck, it would definitely have to be a lot harder. I would probably push the offensive difficulty up to Heisman because right now I play on All-American, So once the new series starts, assuming I'm not terrible at revamped, I would probably move offense up to Heisman. Who is your top 3 pass rushers in the league? So anybody who goes after the quarterback? If that's the case, then Aaron Donald obviously would be one. Does Myles Garrett belong in the top 3? He probably does. Let me see the sacks numbers from last year. I know sacks isn't the best indicator, but it can be helpful. TJ Watt's definitely in the discussion. I don't know if I'd say Watt is top 3. Damn, Romeo Cora was 10? I knew he was high. I didn't realize he was that high. Who is number 3? That's a tough question. I feel like there's someone obvious who I'm forgetting. Danielle Hunter's an interesting one. I don't know if he's top 3, but he's close. Aaron Donald, Montez Sweat, Chase Young. No bias in that statement. .48 overall team. A 48 still isn't that realistic, but it's not something I would hate doing. It's not like I know some people like their main storyline is this is the worst team that's ever been in college football. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Obviously, in year 1, I don't expect to like be really good in the new series. Obviously, I think that goes without saying. But I feel like Westlake was too good too early. Like, we won the conference championship in year 2. Like, that was not supposed to happen. Zero bias whatsoever. I'm kind of thinking Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne should probably be in that top 3 too. Probably above that Donald guy, definitely. Who starts the ball in the second half? I totally forget. I think the Bulldogs do. Yeah, because Bucks scored on their first drive. Myles Garrett had 12 sacks in 14 games, but he had the virus midway through the year. Yeah, Garrett probably does belong in the top 3. Behind Mr. Donald. Has to be, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be 4 years until a bowl game. I wouldn't want to, like, script it like that. But Westlake was too good too early. I will say that. But I'm also not going to completely mess with the sliders if certain players happen to be playing well and it turns into wins. Myles Garrett never gets it. Possibly has, like, 16 sacks. Maybe. Second and goal. Did Eric Ebron just catch a touchdown? I don't believe it. My eyes have deceived myself. Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Tim Settle. Tim Settle should be number 1. The Tim Settle slander in my chat is not welcome. He should absolutely be number 1. Bucks have 53 seconds and 3 timeouts. Will EA find a way to screw them over? I guess having 3 timeouts is a lot different than having 0 timeouts. Like, say, the situation that Mr. Chippendale was in and failed in earlier today. Tim Settle was super underrated. Yeah, by you. He should be 1. Some of these guys were really like 75 overall. Well, our team wasn't that bad when we won the Natty. But I feel like recruiting was also too easy as well year 1. Like, in the next dynasty, I would definitely give myself some recruiting restrictions. I wouldn't make it that hard. Like, if I'm a 1-star, I'm only allowed to get 1-stars. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. But we shouldn't be able to get guys like Champ Britton when we're a 1-star school. Like, that was a little bit much. Had 5 sacks on limited snaps. 5 sacks on only 3 snaps. Therefore, he should be number 1. I'm kidding. Or maybe I'm not kidding. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Tack, Malik Jackson, Andrew Billings. So we're going to act like Olivier Vernon's not a person, and he should not be in the top 5, when in fact he's probably number 1 on that list? The Olivier Vernon slander also has to stop. Intentionally do not go for super good guys. Yeah, that's probably what I would also probably like do something about the low lock guys, because there have been so many good players I've gotten with like the low lock cheese. Olivier, oh, well, where is he? I thought he was still on your team. This is what we enjoy seeing. What's good, Hobie? Indeed, the offense for you guys has looked really good today. Jordan Love's been diming them up. Christian McCaffrey has 2 touchdowns. Never heard of this Myles Garrett guy. What a scrub. Still a free agent? I didn't realize he left. 27 rushing yards to 13. Huh. It's not as bad as us running for 9 yards in the Raider game, but still something. Well, Zeke has barely gotten the ball for the Bulldogs. Can we get out of the screen, EA? Tore his Achilles. Yeah, I knew he tore his Achilles, but I didn't realize he doesn't have a job. There we go. Thank you, EA. Bulldogs have to score here, or else they could be in trouble. Bucks have been good for quite a few years. Could this be the season that they finally get over the hump? I don't think they've made the conference. Did the Bucks win a playoff game yet? I don't know. Who did they play? Didn't they beat the Caps in the first round last year? I could be totally wrong about that. I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay... Yeah, Tampa Bay lost to Carolina in the second round last year. And Carolina had a bye week. So the Bucks have won a playoff game, but they've not made the conference championship. How much superstars to be OFL Bowl contenders? Well, it depends on what the rest of... Can we please get out of the screen, EA? There we go. I guess it depends on what the rest of a roster looks like. Like, if your roster sucks, then probably a lot. But if your roster is good, then I guess still a good amount of superstars, but I guess not as much. Yes, don't remind me. I shall remind you of all the Caps playoff losses. I wish I could remind you about the Caps playoff wins, but they don't have any, so I can't. Remember when the Caps beat the Bulldogs this year? Oh, wait. They didn't. Can you please do a... Well, once we do a vote, death penalty will be considered. And if I do choose death penalty, we'll look at a number of teams, probably have another vote. And if that team happens to be Ohio State, then that's the team we'll use. I really wonder how that vote's going to go. Like, I have no clue what would win, whether it be team builder or death penalty or custom coordinator or whatever. So I have no clue what the next Dynasty series will look like. Nice sack for Michael Kendricks. Have 4 right now. We'd like to have 8. Well, this free agency class is going to be pretty darn good, so you'll have a nice opportunity to get some. Oh, fumble. Who picked it up? It looked like London did. Another sack for Michael Kendricks. That almost knocked him out of field goal range. Yeah, they only have it at the 38. That'd be a 55-yard kick. Who is London's kicker? You can count the amount of times Jax has beaten Toronto and won a playoff game on 0 hands. That play from Mr. Ebron will put them in field goal range probably. Yeah, 49-yarder. They should make it. They should. Liberty death penalty. Well, if I did a death penalty, it'd have to be a really, like, elite program. Not that Liberty's, like, getting better. Oh, he might not... He missed that. That wasn't even close. That's a 40. That's not even field goal miss range. Is that Vevdik, the former guy who the Vikings traded for like a 5th round pick and then cut like 2 weeks later? No, it's not Jack slander. It's Cap slander. Jordan Love is 17 of 18. I thought we moved the QB accuracy slider down today. Jordan Love has been very impressive. Make that 18 of 19. How did that work? We need more Jack slander.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Caps beating the Thunderbirds? Major Cap alert. Caps winning a playoff game? That's Cap.
Love's pass. Complete to Terry McLaurin.
Nick writing up a joke right as I said it. Great minds think alike.
3rd down.
Oh my! Christian McCaffrey off to the races. It's sim time. The Bucks now lead by 3 scores in this second half. Wow. What a... he has 3 touchdowns today. Thunderbird stopping a Hail Mary. Cap. That's a good one. That's a really good one. No, we don't want fast. We want normal. Can the Bulldogs make this a game, or do the Bucks have it locked down? 4th and 6, they punt it. Almost a what a punt. This is the first sim we've had in the entire playoffs. London gets a stop. Oh my goodness, what a punt to the 1! The one time London gets a stop, they get what a punted to the 1-yard line. That's pretty depressing. 3rd and 3, a 25-yard gain for Sterling Shepard. The Caps really lost to this team. Like, how? Columbus should have never lost that game, to be fair. But, I mean, London had no business ever being a 2 seed. The Bucks winning this game does not surprise me. It does surprise me in this much of a blowout. I figured London would at least make it competitive, and it was competitive for a time being, but, yeah. London gets stopped on 4th down. This game, why didn't they kick a field goal there? It could have made it a 2-score game, and then Christian McCaffrey runs for his 4th touchdown of the game. Jesus Christ. Okay, we can start to go faster. There's no way the Bulldogs come back. What a performance today by Christian McCaffrey. Keaton, more like sit down, nerd. Wentz really did lose to this team 3 times. How did you lose to this team 3 times? The Caps deserve to be slandered. They lost to this London team 3 times in 1 year. So the Bucks are going to the NFC Championship, where they will play either the Rams or the Cardinals. If it's the Cardinals, then the game will be in Arizona. If it's the Rams, then Tampa Bay gets to return home. Starting to doubt your championship odds? Yeah, certainly a statement here by the Bucks. Watson was, Jordan Love was quite good. He only threw 1 touchdown, but he was really impressive. But Christian McCaffrey, holy cow. 16 carries, 193 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The other star running back, Ezekiel Elliott, 10 carries, 29 yards. This is the story of the game right here. Sterling Shepard was very good. Ebron had the 1 touchdown. McLaurin had that 1 bomb. Wasn't there another passing touchdown? Oh yeah, the super long one by Ben Dobbins. 7 catches, 168 yards. My goodness. Michael Kendricks had those sacks on like back-to-back plays. Ed Oliver 1.5, Queen 1, Murray 0.5. Interceptions for Trey Waynes and C.J. Henderson. Bucks can't run on the Cards like that, though. Yeah, you're probably right. But Christian McCaffrey is still quite good. And Jordan Love, skill set-wise, is the closest thing to Alexei Smirnov. So in the NFC, the the OFL quarterback will be either Alexei Smirnov, Keith Priolio, or Jordan Love. That's a pretty good quarterback representing the NFC in the big game. Then in the AFC, I guess it'll be Matt Ryan, Joe Burrow, or Aaron Rodgers. So not quite as good, I guess, with the exception of Burrow and arguably Rodgers. Any new injuries for those teams? And then I guess that'll end the stream. This was a pretty quick one, since there was a sim. We can check only the 4 teams who played today. Since the other teams, there's nothing new. Diablos doesn't really matter. And then the Jets, nothing. AFC, it's going to be either Aaron Rodgers or Matt Ryan, because RMP's not going to win a playoff game. 3 Onions in the end. Jordan Love's the oldest one in that group. That's kind of wild. But that will end today's stream. The Diablos and Bulldogs have been eliminated. The Bucks and Jets are moving on. Next stream will probably be Wednesday? Maybe? Probably. Jags, Dolphins, and Cardinals, Rams. Two pretty exciting games. The old folks in the AFC, the Youngins in the NFC. That'd be quite the storyline, and that's probably what we're going to get since Joe Burrow's team probably won't make it. But I hope everybody enjoyed 2 more fun games today, and we will be back to finish the divisional round within the next few days. Peace out.